let's go to our discussion. We'll go to our first discussion to discuss the City of Port Arthur job vacancies by department requested by Councilmember Doucet. It would be good if we get our city manager or maybe our HR department to come up in his place. Councilman Doucet, did you have something while they were coming up?
Well.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
That's it.
Hopefully you guys received copies of the open position PowerPoint. We currently have 64 open positions for the City of Port Arthur.
Okay. 64 positions, okay. I requested for them by departments. Numbers.
Public Works, we have 15.
Wait a minute, let me see. Public Works, that's 15, go ahead.
For Utilities, we have 11 positions.
Let's see, Utilities, 11, okay.
For Municipal Courts, we have 2.
Okay.
For Code Enforcement, there's 4 positions.
Code Enforcement, oh wait a minute, hold on. Code Enforcement is this column, that's 4?
Yes. For
Okay.
Police Department, there's 24. And if you look at your PowerPoint,
Police Department's 24?
yes,
Okay.
which is about 38% of our openings.
Go ahead.
For the Fire Department, we have 2 positions. For Parks and Recs, we have 3 positions. And for the other departments, Finance or IT, we have 1 position open.
Okay.
Parks and Recs, 3 positions. We have a supervisors and 2 equipment operator positions.
15.
Fire Department, we have 2 firefighters.
Okay. 2, 4.
Others, those are positions with 1 position, such as HR. We have an HR assistant position open. For IT department, we have 2 part-time interns. For the finance department, we have a director of finance.
Okay. It's the reason I asked this, okay. The Public Works, Utility Operations are the 2 departments that we serve the citizens.
Yes.
Okay. It includes solid waste. It includes public works, streets, okay, and drainage and sewage.
Yes.
We have 26 positions. Okay. How can we have so many positions vacant in those 2 areas? Those are 2 key areas. Right now, we have citizens are complaining for drainage, backup, sewage. We have people screaming about trash not being picked up. And we have 26 positions that are vacant.
Well, for Public Works, we have 15 positions. 8 of those positions are in solid waste, trash, and residential.
Okay. Why? Okay.
8 are in trash and residential.
Okay. Council funded these positions in September. Okay. We're, 9 months into this year. How can we not have filled these positions that is out there serving the general public?
We do have candidates in the pipeline. I know one of the significant factors here, these positions require a CDL, and so those are kind of difficult to fill.
Okay, so basically, you're telling me that it's hard to fill the ones with CDL, but yet no, that's what we require most people applying for employment at this city to have a CDL. So my question is, do we have applications for these positions?
Yes, we also post these positions on Indeed, and we have 143 people that applied for trash.
Okay, so we have 143 people. Why haven't we hired them?
We are in the process of hiring those candidates.
Okay. City manager. We got the applications. Let's get them hired. Thank you, sir. That's just key. I mean, I could probably be a little bit understanding if they were in an office or somewhere.
Right.
But these particular positions are people that have beaten us up about. So let's get that done, and then we're going to help all of us. You be better off, I'll be better off, everybody be better off, okay?
I agree.
Okay, then, so let's make sure, and let's have a update on how we stand with these in future council meetings until we get these filled. Can you do that for us, city manager, please? Okay, thank you.
Councilman Lewis,
Yes.
you like? Councilwoman Moses?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Monique. On the CDL drivers, are we recruiting, or not recruiting, but looking at programs that I think the EDC has a class that they're just specifically for CDL drivers that they're actually, training class that they're actually funding. What areas are we advertising so that we can get the positions filled a little bit more quickly? Because there should be avenues of advertising and in the paper. How are you approaching the hiring process of these equipment operators and those people that require CDLs?
One of the things, we do have a recruitment strategy in place. We do not have an applicant tracking system, which we're implementing now. And once we implement this, once we post the position on our website, it's going to post to 5 recruiting sites as well. We're also looking at doing a open house. It's a social media blast where we'll have an open house where we'll actually invite candidates to come in and do on-the-job interviews. Yes, it's like a job fair for the city of Port Arthur.
Right. And so you said you currently don't have an applicant tracking system?
No, currently right now it's all manual.
Okay. I floored, basically, because I did that job for 20 years, hiring CDL drivers, and we had to recruit are you using our local newspaper?
We have the applicants. We just got to get them through the process.
You have the applicants. Yes. You've run their backgrounds. You've checked their driver's license.
Not all of their backgrounds. On Indeed, we have 143 people that have applied for the trash operator position.
Shouldn't take 9 months to fill those positions.
No, I agree.
Right. It should not.
Councilman Kinlaw.
Thank you, Mayor. What are some of your challenges that you're having? I mean, not having that system, but what are some of the other challenges with some of the other jobs that we have available in the city that we can't hire these people in a lot less time than 9 months?
I think it's more technology. With the applicant tracking system, we would be able to actually track when that position is open, where that candidate is in the process. Also, the managers actually see the candidates as well as the recruiter, so it's on the same page, and we can follow that candidate through to the onboarding process.
So, and that's the holdup of preventing people getting hired in the city?
When you're doing it manual and my recruiter is sending out 10, 15 applications to the hiring manager, and she's trying to manage for different departments, you can't really track where that applicant is in the process.
Okay. Okay. If one wants to be employed with the city of Port Arthur, they put in an application. Where would the application go? Go to your office. I'm assuming correctly, right?
Yes.
After that point, what happens after that point?
The recruiter pulls those applicants off.
The recruiter
Yes.
pulls the application and determines the qualification of that candidate.
Yes, and she'll forward probably 10 or 15 to the hiring manager, and from there, the managers will select those applicants.
Okay. So everything funnels through the city manager and determines where he wants these people to be employed.
Well, no, they go directly to the department managers, the hiring managers for those departments.
It sounds like we probably need to revisit how we're using those applicants and finding out what areas of expertise we need to employ them in.
Okay.
Okay.
Councilman Scott.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm kind of floored also about the 143 some applicants we have, and we haven't hired anybody yet. But on the utility operation, what positions are there? Are they managerial positions, or what?
No, for utility, we have a lot of pre-treatment coordinator positions, and those require specific licensures. And so those are a little bit challenging. We just hired one that's been open for over a year, and he's coming from Dallas.
Okay, so how are we advertising these positions that requires special certification?
Currently, we put them on Indeed. We also place them on Careers in Government. We're looking at all different avenues.
Local paper also?
The return on investment with the Port Arthur News has not been very successful.
Well, we're not successful either. So we need to put it in the paper, okay? Because we got local people that need a job, okay?
Okay.
That's what I feel about that.
Okay.
The municipal court, 2 positions, is that in Ms. Sherry's office or?
The court clerks.
We'll have to check those numbers in preparing for our budget. I don't believe we have 2 open. I think it's just 1. We
one?
just filled the position that the
It's-
report may have been done before that position
Okay,
was
so
filled.
you're okay?
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we have applicants in the process to where that number's probably going to go down, but I pulled this as of 7/31.
Okay. Well, again, the 107 applicants we got, and we don't have anybody hired yet. That's unbelievable. So I'm going to leave that alone. But city manager, we need to get them hired. Thank you.
Councilman Doucet.
Yeah, I forgot. One last thing. What about the felony deal? Are we still not taking applications or not hiring?
That is incorrect. We do hire felons. It's on a case-by-case,
Okay,
depending on the
good enough.
position.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Moses.
I'm sorry. Are we, the one thing I just thought about after I asked your questions, are we still going through the bidding process, which allows those temporaries that are currently working to bid on jobs? And so a job comes vacant, you post that job internally, or are they going inside and outside at the same simultaneously, or we complete the bid process first? What is the practice right now?
We're posting them at the same time. We post them internally as well as externally.
For the CDL, in particular, I'm talking about
Yes.
the CDL drivers. Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm floored too. As Council Lady Moses said, she worked in that department 20 years, and 9 months into this process, we still have 26 vacancies in public works and utilities. With the trash we have, grass cutting, parks, sewage, drainage problem we have in the city, 26 vacancies at this time.
Yes.
Okay, let me say this here. I'm hell bent on accountability. I talk to the manager all the time about accountability. The buck stops somewhere. We looking good up here. We got our suits on, our nice dresses on, jewelry. We kicking the ball down the road, talking about this and that, all this being politically correct. Somebody's out there starving. Somebody need a job, pay their bills. Okay? Somebody's hurting out there while we talking, we keep round and round in circles. The buck stops somewhere. All these vacancies, Christmas time coming up, Thanksgiving coming up, somebody needs a job, somebody needs to feed their kids. Let's get it done. All this kicking the ball down the road, time is out for that. Time for accountability to get these people hired, put the people to work.
Thank you. City Secretary. Okay, Miss. It looks like I have no other lights. A quick question for myself. When you were saying the applicant tracking system, is part of that tracking system, say you're down to 2 people on a job, and the one person gets the job, does the person that was the finalist for the job that didn't get it, do they just go back into the pool and have to look at the newspaper, or do we have something in place through the tracking system, or hopefully soon, that we'll be able to keep a pool of good candidates that we want to work with?
Right. The applicant tracking system, if I have that person's name, I can put that person's name in and search. And basically, this position also allows applicants to apply for multiple positions.
Okay.
So, if they're not selected for one position, an automatic decline letter will go out to that person.
Okay. All right. Councilwoman Frank.
Thank you, Mayor. Indeed. Now, where is Indeed located?
Online.
Indeed
So
it's a cloud-based website.
It's a what?
It's one
A
of the
cloud-based website?
number 1 recruiting sites.
I promise you, I've never heard of Indeed.
It's,
You
I mean,
Indeed.com. Huh?
we get quite a bit of applicants from Indeed.
Really?
And
that's the only
it's
one.
free.
Is that the only one we're using? Because of course, we use at my employer. We use several, but I'd never heard of Indeed.
We use LinkedIn. We use Careers in Government. We use Indeed.
got it right
We use Glassdoor. We use Juju. There's several that we use.
Okay. When Indeed, it seems to be the most popular one.
Indeed is probably the number 1 recruitment site.
Okay. Thank you.
Councilwoman Moses.
I promise this is, I'm almost done, but I do have to. Is there any way that there may be a way that once, even manually, before you have an applicant tracking system in place, that you can, the pool of 143 people that you can establish a pool of people, hire what you need, and establish a pool that have passed clearance with their backgrounds and passed clearance with their CDL and gotten a good, like Class A, Class B, and you've cleared them for hire and establish a pool of people ready to go to work. Somehow that should be able to be established. That way HR has an established pool of people, and that way you're not looking for people all throughout the year. You have people that are ready to go to work, and keep a pool there. Even manually, you can do that.
Yes. If I pull up Indeed, my applicants are still there. And so right now on Indeed for like 30 positions, I can go back and review 20 applicants that have applied. If we didn't select that applicant for that position, we can consider them for another position.
But I'm not saying applied. I mean, not that they've applied. I want to see their background done, ready to go to work, their driver's license already checked, their background's checked, and they are ready to go to work. When somebody leaves, you should already have a ready pool to put people to work.
Oh, I definitely agree, and that's one of the goals that we want to have, especially for our equipment operators. We have such high turnover in those positions. We should have 20 people already in the applicant pool.
I have no other lights. I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Okay.